Hey everybody, it's thunder in the spirit of thunder and lightning and storms and winds and all that good shit. I'm going to do this video on channeling spirit. Now, if you review some of my last videos, I did one on spiritual awareness and I did one on cosmic breathing, where I presented a series of exercises that will help you expand your consciousness. Once you get that expanded consciousness going, what do you do with it? Well, one of the things you do with it is effect a change in the world as we know it, okay? And you need not fear about the numbers of people out there that are not on this conscious or high consciousness level, because they're basically they're not channels. They're not channeling anything. They're walking around like zombies. They're walking around they're floating around the cosmos here as inert energy, stagnant energy. They're not doing anything one way or the other because they're unconscious about what's really going on. So it's up to the wisdom keepers, it's up to the shamanistic people, it's up to the people that really know what's going on and the people that have raised their conscious level of awareness to a point where they can become channels of that pure infinite spirit or energy and inner chi, energy and inner chi, and accomplish the purpose that we were set here to do. And that purpose is to effect a change in the energy on the planet, to effect a change on the energy, with the energy that's floating around the planet here. Now we have a bunch of bad actors out there. There are some people that are conscious but unconscious, in a sense, is that they have devious ways of going about and manipulating things on the planet and people on the planet and killing people on the planet and putting people in harm's way on the planet and basically causing chaos and darkness, okay? They're not bringing light into the planet. They're not bringing awareness. They're not bringing a high level of consciousness. So, what do we do? Well, what we do is we channel that higher frequency, that higher level of consciousness. We let it flow through us. Once we start feeling our connection with it, we let it flow through us in a healing manner, okay? And in this manner of a spiritual warrior. In the manner of a spiritual warrior. What is a spiritual warrior? Spiritual warrior is one that lets the higher creative source flow through him and take care of business, okay? Take care of business. Because that higher energy, that higher warrior, the supreme good warrior, can take care of business if given an outlet to do so. And that outlet is through people that are having a high level of consciousness or a high awareness. There are those who want to stop people like us. Okay. But their power is not strong enough to do so because they're not tapped into that level of consciousness that is beyond fear. It's beyond fear. And once you tap into that level of consciousness that is beyond fear, then you realize that there is no power that can be held sway over you. Now let's take, for example, as we look around the planet, we see bad actors. We see people that are propagating dark energy, negative energy, malicious energy. And it's not a matter of that we can't do anything or that it's too late. Thunder has come to a realization that we can do something and it is never too late. And that will give all people of a good heart hope, okay? And this is what we need. We need people of a good heart, okay? And people that are into spiritual practices. That's why I teach them. So that you can raise yourself above the level of the maddening crowd here. Now, once you become a channel, it's a purpose, okay? It's your purpose. And your purpose is to balance out the energy and spread good energy and channel pure spirit to the masses out there. Now, as I was saying before, we look around and we see bad actors on the stage in the political arena, and sometimes we see good actors. Sometimes we see a good force, and other times we see a bad force. Sometimes we see a propagation of evil and murder, and sometimes we see those who are trying to stop that. Or that's what we may perceive. Now, what we do in that case is let the energy flow through us, channel that energy, and project and let it be. Get out of your own way, because that's what a spiritual warrior does, and let that pure spiritual warrior come through you and project that energy out to those bad actors and dissolve their energy field. Let it dissolve and transmute their energy fields, okay? Interfere with their energy fields, because their energy fields are creating chaos. So we bring calm, peaceful energy through from the heart and picture it dissolving the chaotic energy, the dark energy, okay? This is not anything to do with what you think it is. There's no malicious intent here when you do this. There's no harming of anybody. If anything, the person or entity out there, or the energy pattern, as I like to call it, that's out there that is doing harm, brings harm upon themselves, brings karma upon themselves. Now, the concept that I'm trying to present here is that you have a way to deliver a balance to that energy, and you do it through opening up your lower self to the higher self, okay, and letting that energy flow through you, and letting your intention be to disperse. The I Ching and the Taoist chronicles and writings talk about dispersion of stagnant energy, dispersion of negative energy. So you have to see with that third eye and that higher self, and you have to allow that, projection to come through you to disperse that pattern of energy that is causing pain and sorrow for mankind. And if it's in the form of a person, that's okay. You picture that person, and you picture the bad actor, and you picture the good actor. Now, one of the ways that we can accomplish a changing of the shift in the world is through this method, because we are all very, very powerful people, more powerful than you ever could imagine. And people like Yeshua, Jesus, and ascended masters, Buddha and others have come here time and time again to tell us that we are strong in this regard and that we have powers beyond our imagination. And all it takes is a few people walking the planet to save the planet, okay? To save the world of chaos that we see going on around us. And it's getting to the point where that has to be done, people, without any kind of guilt or fear or conscience about whether or not you have a right to do this. If you're on a high level of consciousness, it's not only your right, okay, to do this, it's your duty, in a sense, to do it. Because if you're not doing it, then you're not allowing Spirit, the creative force, to work. Now, you don't try too hard with this. You just you do the spiritual exercises that Thunder has presented. You open yourself up to Spirit. You open yourself up to that higher level, the infinite ocean of energy. Once you open up yourself to that and you know how to do it, then you can just let it flow through you. Your intent can be in alignment with Great Spirit. Great Spirit, what is your intention? Is your intention to relieve the suffering on the planet? Then I am in alignment with your intention. Let your intention be through me. Let your intention be through me. And you can say that. Let your intention be through me. And project that energy through your thoughts in alignment with Great Spirit. Let your thoughts let that negative energy be dissolved. Empower the positive energy, or the good energy, or whatever label you want to put on it, the benevolent energy. Say you see a leader on the world stage and you think they might be doing a good thing. First of all, you have to be aware of what's going on the world stage, which means lowering your frequency down and checking things out and seeing who just exactly is doing what, okay? Or let Spirit direct you in that regard. Politicians generally do not fit the bill of being benevolent. There are the lesser of the evils, though, with different countries, so forth and so on. And I have talked about this at length when I lower my frequency to talk about world affairs. But as a general rule, you can be a spiritual warrior here on earth. You can be of a certain class of people, okay, that allow themselves to be permeated with goodness, okay, and to project that goodness out from your heart chakra. And this is done through the energy centers. It's done from the heart, and having a heartfelt, joyful attitude towards what needs to be manifested in our world. Okay? Love is the strongest emotion that a warrior can have, the strongest intent. Even if you're destroying evil, if you're destroying darkness by channeling your intent with Great Spirit's intent, doesn't make you a bad guy. It makes you a good guy. It makes you a spiritual warrior. So instead of, when we see things going on in the world around us, instead of us going into a state of fear and a state of anxiety and a state of worry, shaking our heads going, oh my God, what are we going to do? You allow yourself to be a vessel of enlightenment for the planet through warriorship of a very high level. You allow yourself to be used, and you allow your vibratory frequency to raise. Just like you can connect with other people, and Thunder does this all the time, just like you can connect with other people on a vibratory, energetic level and feel their presence, you can with anybody on the planet. So if we see bad actors, we don't like their energy, we don't necessarily connect with them, but that connection can go one way. Okay? It can go one way, and if we channel energy that is to that person or that entity that is of a restrictive nature to stop them from doing harm to others, then that's a good thing. And you should practice doing that. Get the picture of the person in your mind that's causing problems, that's bringing about death and destruction, and channel energy towards them that is not conducive to their continuing on in that manner. Okay? It's not so much anger. It's not so much vindictiveness. It's not it's a sword of the spirit. Okay. And when that's talked about, that doesn't mean like Christians think, going out and preaching Bible thumping, the sword of the Spirit. No. It's a much higher meaning than that. The sword of the Spirit means the sword, no physical sword, but of a higher intention, to put it bluntly, that cuts through the bullshit, okay, and gets right to the bone marrow, right? Cleaves right through to the bone marrow, okay, to the spirit, to the soul. And when you do this, you leave it up to Great Spirit as to how it's going to play out, whether that person is a person that can be corrected into a right course, or that's up to Great Spirit. That's not up to you. All I'm saying is that you let Great Spirit channel down through you. You become a channel for Great Spirit. You project intention, restrictive energy against. You disempower people on the planet that are doing harm, and you empower people that are doing good. You send the people that are doing good positive energy. You send the people that are doing good energy, empowering energy, strength from the heart, from a loving point of view. The others is a different kind of love. It's the love of restriction against harming others, okay? And so it's not exactly a vindictive thing. It's a restrictive thing. So practice the spiritual exercises that Thunder laid out here, and just remember that each one of us has infinite strength, okay, and ability. That's what Yeshua meant when he said, "You shall do greater things than I." He didn't mean going out and preaching the word. I'll tell you that right now. What he meant was that you have powers as much as I do. Because what did he do? He tore down the temple of the body and raised it up again in 3 days. We all have that ability to do that. So think about that, people. And when you get into a situation where you're feeling your energy and you're feeling your strength, okay. Many tribal leaders have this too. Had it. Great tribal leaders like Crazy Horse and others. When you feel that energy, when you come into your power, and it's really not your power, remember that. When you come into the power would be a better way of expressing it. Channel it out, baby, to others. And empower the ones that need to be empowered. And I ask for your empowerment. And hopefully you will give me your empowerment. Empower Thunder to continue on teaching everybody what needs to be done as much as possible. So I appreciate good energy being sent to me so that I can continue on empowering others to discover their energy. And we can accomplish something that people think we can't accomplish. Okay, most people think it's useless. It's the end of the road. They throw up their hands and just say, "Save me, Jesus," or "Save me." But see, that isn't how it works, people. That isn't how it works. It's we were put here to understand our own power and how we can save ourselves, okay, through channeling in or tapping into that divine spiritual spirit that moves in all things energy and letting it flow through us. And believe me, those of us that are doing this are recognized as ones that are doing it, and negative energy might be sent to us. So we need all the people out there on our side that we can get. The wisdom keepers need wisdom helpers, okay? We need wisdom helpers. And so the more that we can recruit people into our spiritual fold and army that has to do with a higher level of consciousness and not any kind of religious dogma, then the better off this planet's going to be, okay? And the better off the world, the illusory world that swirls around us can be and can be changed, okay? I know this is kind of deep, and I know that it sounds almost miraculous, let's say. But who says that miracles don't happen? They do. And the only reason that we label them miracles is because it's outside of our perception. Okay. It's outside of our ability to perceive how things happen. So keep these thoughts in mind, people. And keep the faith there, and keep practicing the spiritual exercises that Thunder's laying out. I laid out in the last 2-3 videos. You might want to review them. There's more coming up, so just hang in there, okay, people? And I just thought today that I would express my feelings regarding application of your higher level of consciousness. Application of your higher level of consciousness. All right, people, adios. I'm out of here.